the rim. More so than that, it was just settling for bad shots.
Yeah.
A lot of unnecessary three-point attempts. I like what I saw from Jackson, actually more was as a creator, getting downhill a little bit, making plays for the people. That stuff gets contagious. You tell the game's really slowed down for him as well. But when we make plays for other people, the offense runs better. When you're just trying to score, the ball can stick and get stagnant.
That's the one thing I took away from Blake Harper in this first half. I think a lot of people were kind of expecting the same type of offensive explosion we saw against Iowa State. I think it's important to remember Jackson was there, Owen was there. There's two more different pieces to the puzzle you're trying to put in together here. And through this first half, Blake Harper only has 3 points. He's made an extra pass twice in this game, though. Not going to stop the stat sheet, but it's going to pop on camera when they go back and review the film on this one. And I think that is where this team could benefit the most. To your point, not necessarily just because there are so many scorers, but drawing in defenses, making them accountable for everybody on the floor and finding that open guy.
Exactly. Listen, we have shooters. So the floor is going to be space. So if you can drive and take your man off the dribble and draw help, all that's going to do is give our shooters a half second more to get a shot off, get a clean look. So you absolutely have to drive with the intention of passing because they're going to collapse, they're going to have to help, make a play for the people, and what you'll see is more efficient offense as a result.
Jason Green leads this team in scoring right now, 9 points. He's perfect from the field, 4 of 4, and he keeps being the recipient of that extra pass that we're talking about. Nice under the hook move by Ty Davis, a great open look by Nick Graves. It's a little staggering to me through this first half how much different the offense flows with Nick Graves out on the court. We talked about it before we went on air about how much he's had to create his own offense. He's got 5 points in this game, but the offense just flows a lot more smooth with him out there. Now, Ty Davis has got a big 3, and he's got 2 assists as well, but it's pretty apparent that Nick Graves is your starting point guard this season.
I think so, too. And we were talking about during the game, he's looked really good to me. He's a guy that I really wanted to see tonight. And so, yeah, I've been impressed with him so far. Really happy for Ty to hit some of those shots, get some confidence there. The other guy that stood out to me is Fedora.
Yeah.
I think Fedora's played well. He's done a good job moving the ball. Defensively, he's still been work in progress. As is Hudson Greer. Hudson got beat on 2 back cuts. Which, again, he's young. You can see it's just his positioning on the floor just a little too high. If he understands what he's doing, understands that they're looking now for to go back to him, I guarantee you, they'll look real good in the locker room. Put that on the floor. Number 10's in the game, look the back cut, right? So we'll see what we get in this second half. I also, another high point for me has been Creighton Conan.
Yeah.
Defensively especially. He is giving us a lot more resistance defensively. They switch with him, they hedge with him on ball screens. I really like what I see.
So much of what we saw from his highlight film was offensive based, right? We didn't really get to see what he brings to the equation on defense.
More athletic than I thought.
And the way he moves his feet is next level. It is elite stuff. And
really good.
And I mentioned this off air, but I want to say this. I'll make sure I say this on there. I think he might be that guy when we get towards the middle part of the season, the end of the season, where we look at the whole totality of this team and go, that might have been the piece that kind of made this whole thing go.
Well, 100%, because Owen's not going to be able to play 500 kind of minutes.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get production from your backup 5. When you can have it for the true backup 5, it allows you to stay in the rotations that you want to stay in. When you're bringing in 4 men to play at the 5 spot, it gets your offense out of sync, but it also gets your defense out of sync a little bit. So I completely agree. If we can have a true 5 man as our backup 5, we're in a better spot. I'm okay with what I've seen from Owen. First game since first real action since the injury.
Yeah.
He's just got to settle in. He'll be just fine, but I think for the first 20 minutes, I've been pleasantly surprised. I wasn't sure what we were going to see, but I think we're in a good spot.
Listen, these games don't matter, and I think it's important to emphasize that. But I was really intrigued to see how Josh Dix responded to his slow start against Iowa State. He's just 1 for 3 to start this game as well. I'm not willing to say, hey, I'm panicked and what's wrong with Josh Dix. But I would like to see a little bit more urgency out of him in this second half and scoring the basketball.
Yeah, I mean, I think the point you made earlier about it being next edition is fair, but at the same time, there's a reason why you play these games, and there's a reason why we're not playing non-Division I opponents tonight. You're playing a good basketball team, a well-coached basketball team, because we're trying to see what we have for the games that actually matter. So I don't think that's unfair to want more out of Josh, especially in the NIL era, where he was a highly sought player, a highly paid player. Again, it's an exhibition. You can't panic by no means. But I don't think it's unfair to say, hey, Josh, let's see a little bit more what's left off.
And he's obviously going to get more minutes, and shooters being in rhythm matters when we're talking about real games with him being a starter. You mentioned Fedor Zugic a minute ago. He's only got he's 0 for 1 and has struggled and seeing the floor a little bit. Expect to see him go off in the second half. You may be asking why. His mom's in town in the United States for the very first time, and getting him to see basketball, getting to see him play basketball in front of a U.S. crowd for the first time. He might want to put a show on here in the second half. This is the Roll Jays podcast brought to you by Pepper Jack's Grill and Pyramid Contractors. Come back after the game. Casey and I will catch up with assistant coach Mike Nesbitt, get his thoughts on his first few months in Omaha, his thoughts on hopefully winning the Jays up by 4. We'll talk to you after the game. Thanks for watching.
Why you need to try Pepper Jack's Grill, the best Philly cheesesteak in America. At Pepper Jack's Grill, we craft your Philly just the way you like it. Fresh ingredients, sizzling on the grill, and endless customization options. Not just Phillies, we've got rice bowls, burritos, nachos, and even vegetarian choices. And don't forget those crispy fries with our famous spicy ranch. With 10 great locations in Omaha, there's a delicious meal waiting for everyone in the family. Pepper Jack's Grill, your Philly, your way.
At Pyramid Contractors, we do it all. From repairing or replacing your roof to updating siding, windows, or gutters. When you have a home improvement project, call Pyramid Contractors.
Pyramid